Microsoft thinks that the Insomniac Wolverine game is going to be coming out next year. Basically, in a document talking about like for the Competition and Markets Authority in the UK, that's who a lot of these conversations have been happening around. This is that regulatory board that's like just making sure that everything's kosher with all of this. In a response to PlayStation saying like they're gonna have, you know, so like in a response to them saying what? Sorry, let me find this exactly here. So responding and saying like the market isn't going to be massively influenced by this purchase, and Sony itself is not going to be like massively influenced by this purchase. Microsoft said this, said that PlayStation has a, quote, large portfolio of high-quality exclusive content. PlayStation also has a spat of first and third-party exclusive titles lined up for launch in 2023, including Spiderman 2, Wolverine, Horizon, Final Fantasy 16, and Forspoken. Those are some of the next year's biggest titles. Like, that's for real.
Horizon?
What's that?
I don't get that. Like, for PC, maybe? Is that what they're talking about? Or
I think, or the
Call of the Mountain,
whatever that is. Yeah.
Okay.
Or it also could be in reference to whatever they've got planned that we talked about and heard about. What was that? Last week, 2 weeks ago, about a potential remake or that multiplayer game.
Oh God.
It could be any number of things, right? Like
the remake we all need.
I don't disagree though, right? Like, yeah, like there's a lot of big shit coming to PlayStation 5 in 2023 and 2024. I don't know if this is like, I think people are sort of making this into a bigger deal than it is. I don't think this is Microsoft like purposefully leaking that Wolverine is coming in 2023 to get back at Sony. Like that would be wild because they basically just said like they've got a bunch of games. Here's some of the games that we know about that are coming next year. Like, yeah, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think maybe that's what they intend. I think the bigger story is that Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine coming out the same year seems to be like crazy, but like I've been frequently impressed with Insomniac, not only like releasing a lot of stuff, but like being consistent with when things get released. I mean, Miles Morales, I would have never thought that would have come out when it came out, as soon as it came out after Spider-Man, and it came out right with Ratchet and Clank, right? Like around the same time. Yeah. Like that is impressive.
They've got to have multiple studios, right?
They have multiple. They have to have multiple of that. So like maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll see more of it soon. Other than that grisly, bloodied knuckle of good old Mr. Logan. What's his first name? James Logan.
No, I thought Logan was his.
Logan. What's his last name? Logan.
Lerman.
Logan Lerman.
Logan Lerman is an actor.
This is at the part of the podcast where Josh is once again screaming at it, needs to create a Twitter account and correct us.
Agreed. If you, dear listener, know what the fuck Wolverine's real name is, it's not I think they just call him Logan. I don't know. If you know what it is, tell us. I don't care. I do care. I'm saying like I don't care to look it up right now and have to wade through like 8 Wikipedia pages to be like, well, technically, and like, all right, whatever. Not that interested. I think he just goes by Logan. Logan Lerman is an actor who was in The Perks of Being a Wallflower and the Percy Jackson movies. Anyway, I guess in response though to all those questions, right, about like game development and stuff, Insomniac confirmed, it responded to a tweet basically saying, don't worry, we're making good progress, and it's still slated for 2023 in regards to Spider-Man 2, by the way. Showing games takes time, effort, resources, and coordination. They really hit the nail on the head there in just like such a brief statement about people want trailers of games, right? People want to see these games as they're being worked on. But to make a trailer like that looks good and finished and like has like clips from the video game looking like it's done, you need to have it takes so many resources that you could just spend working on the game. Like there's just no reason to do that unless you need a big unless you're trying to like fill a big showcase. We'll see this game when it comes out or when it's ready, you know, like if they're still on slate for 2023, as they say, like I'm all good for that. I'll see a trailer when it comes out, and it's gonna be good.
I mean,
What do you think?
even speaking of what you said, like they this week released more of the Final Fantasy 16 trailer, like a bigger, deeper dive into it, and it looked good. Like, and I remember that first trailer that came out for it, and it looked like a little like this looks a little like framey issue. Doesn't look that like.
Sure.
It didn't look as impressive as this one did, and that's just part of the development cycle. Like, you show your game when it's ready. Don't like just show it. People are gonna buy this game, friends.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about it. If I'm confident about one thing next year, people will buy this game.
Yes, I would say that is true. One more thing about Sony. Like Sony and PlayStation are different like entities. You know what I mean? The same way that Xbox and Microsoft are different entities. Like Sony's the parent company. PlayStation is the company within Sony. The official Sony Twitter account tweeted, "Can you see it?" with a little emoji. "Which PlayStation game cover are we zooming in on?" And it's like the corner of the Bloodborne guy's hat. And so they deleted that tweet because everyone went fucking nuts. Basically saying like, "Oh my gosh, they just confirmed a remake of Bloodborne," or "Oh my gosh, they just confirmed a PS5 port of Bloodborne," or whatever. Because they just mentioned Bloodborne. What do you think? I think they just tweeted about it and didn't know what they were getting into. Because Sony and PlayStation, like I said, are different like arms, you know? And I imagine that maybe Sony as a whole doesn't understand the fanaticism around that game in the way that PlayStation does. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know me and my conspiracy theory shit. I hope this is like just like cheap marketing to get people to talk about this, to like start drumming up people talking about it.
Sure.
Like, you know, I've been proven wrong before with this kind of stuff, but I mean, how simple is it just to put something like that to get people interested in it? And like, worst case scenario, people just talked about it for a weekend. Best case scenario, they're coming out with a remake of Bloodborne. But best case scenario, let's talk about games I still don't think need to be remade. I want to see Bloodborne 2 before I see a remake of Bloodborne.
I'm sorry, you want to see Bloodborne 2? Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. People get, like, people have been so weird about Bloodborne in wanting that 60 frames per second patch. And, like, I get it. I played it this year. It doesn't run the best, and the load times definitely leave something to be desired. And, like, there's places to be improved, right, if you're going to do a remastered version of that game. I'm not trying to say, like, it's a perfect game that, like, doesn't need to be touched. And, like, I get why, like, people want that. But I don't know. It's a perfectly playable good game. You know?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I mean, are we gonna get a remake of Dark Souls? That's not just the remaster of it. Are we gonna get like a true remake? Come on, let's get the original Dark Souls again. Let me not beat that game for the 30th time. Start that up again.
But, like, that's the thing though, right? Like, do we even need that? I don't know. They could just make new stuff. Bloodborne 2. I think people would be way more excited about Bloodborne 2 than Bloodborne Remastered or PS5 patch or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Bottom
I think
line,
that
whatever.
I think they just, like, shot themselves in the foot for no reason on, like, a Tuesday afternoon. Like, oh, fuck. Like, getting everyone riled up.
Or they were like, oops.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people assumed that, but then the fact that they deleted the tweet, I think, means like, no.
You delete nothing on the internet. We found it. We found the tweet. We know what you've done, Sony.
We get it.